My beloved children, let your hearts be filled with reverence as I unfold the story of my servant Moses. From the very beginning, before he was formed in the womb, I knew him. I had set him apart, marked him for a mission that would change the course of history. In the land of Egypt, where my people languished in slavery, I preserved his life, even as the decree of death hung over every male child born to the Hebrews. In an act of divine providence, I placed Moses in the house of Pharaoh, where he would grow in wisdom and stature, yet never forget his true identity. Moses was not just a leader, he was a deliverer, a lawgiver, and a prophet who communed with me in ways no other man had. When the time came, I called him out of the palace of Egypt, out of the comfort and security he had known, to lead my people to freedom. Through Moses, I demonstrated my mighty power, humbling the gods of Egypt, parting the Red Sea, and providing manna from heaven. He was my chosen instrument, a man of great faith and unwavering obedience, who stood in the gap for my people time and time again. The final moments, a leader's last glimpse of the promised land. As Moses approached the end of his earthly journey, I summoned him to the top of Mount Nebo, where he would see the fulfillment of the promise I had made to his forefathers, a land flowing with milk and honey. But it was not for him to enter. Moses' mission was complete. He had led my people to the brink of the promised land, but it would be Joshua who would take them across the Jordan. In those final moments on Mount Nebo, I spoke to Moses as I had so many times before. I reminded him of my covenant, of the promises I had made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I assured him that those promises would be fulfilled. Moses, my faithful servant, gazed upon the land with a heart full of peace, knowing that he had accomplished all that I had called him to do. And then, in the land of Moab, Moses, the man of God, laid down to rest. The hidden burial, a divine act of sovereignty. My children understand the profound significance of what transpired after Moses' death. I, the Lord your God, personally buried him in a place known only to me. The valley of Moab became the resting place of a prophet like no other, but I ensured that his grave would remain hidden from the eyes of men. No monument, no shrine, no marker was left to commemorate his burial. This was not an oversight, but a deliberate act of my sovereignty and wisdom. Why did I hide the body of Moses? The answer lies in my knowledge of the human heart. I know how easily you are led astray by what you can see and touch. The temptation to turn Moses' grave into a place of pilgrimage, a site of veneration, would have been too great. It would have shifted the focus of your worship from me, the living God, to the memory of a man, however great he may have been. The Lord will not share my glory with another. The grave of Moses was hidden to prevent the rise of idolatry among my people. I alone am worthy of worship, and I will not allow the memory of even my greatest servants to become a stumbling block to you. The spiritual warfare, the battle for the body of Moses. In the unseen realms, where spiritual battles are fought, there was a great contention over the body of Moses. The Archangel Michael, my warrior and protector, stood against Satan, who sought to claim the body for his own dark purposes. Satan, the deceiver, knew that if he could possess the body of Moses, he could use it to lead my people into idolatry. He would have turned the grave into a shrine, a place where the bones of Moses were worshipped, rather than my holy name. But Michael, my faithful servant, did not dare to rebuke Satan in his own strength. Instead, he invoked my name, saying, "The Lord rebuke you." This was not just a battle for a body, but for the hearts of my people. Michael understood that the authority to judge and rebuke belongs to me alone. Even in the face of Satan, he deferred to my sovereignty, recognizing that I am the ultimate judge of all creation. This battle over Moses' body was a reflection of the ongoing spiritual warfare that surrounds you. The enemy is constantly seeking to lead you astray, to divert your worship from me to the things of this world. But I have given you my spirit, my word, and my angels to guard you, to keep you on the path of righteousness. The sin of idolatry, a danger as old as time. My children, heed the warning that comes from the story of Moses' hidden grave. Idolatry is a sin that is as old as time, and it is one of the most insidious traps that the enemy sets for you. Idolatry is not just the worship of images or statues. It is the elevation of anything above me, the Creator. It is the act of giving your heart, your devotion, to something that is not God. This could be a person, a possession, an idea, or even a memory. The story of Moses' hidden grave is a lesson for all generations. It is a reminder that your worship must be directed to me alone, the living God. Idolatry is a snare that ensnares the heart and leads to spiritual death. It is the act of taking what is finite and perishable and elevating it to a place of worship. But I am the eternal God, the creator of all things, and I will not tolerate idolatry in any form. In the days of Moses, the temptation to worship created things was great, and it remains so today. The enemy seeks to distract you with the things of this world, to lead you away from me. But you must stand firm, fixing your eyes on the unseen and eternal truths that I have revealed to you. Worship me in spirit and in truth, and let your hearts be devoted to me alone. The legacy of Moses, a testament to my faithfulness. Moses' legacy is not found in a grave, but in the life he lived in obedience to my commands. He was a man who stood in the gap for my people, who interceded on their behalf when they sinned, and who led them with a heart full of humility and reverence for me. His legacy is found in the law he delivered, in the covenant he upheld, and in the example he set for all who would follow. Moses was a servant who sought my glory above all else. He was a man who understood that true greatness lies in humility and recognizing that all power and authority come from me. His life was a reflection of my glory, a testament to my power and my faithfulness. Let his life be a reminder to you that all glory belongs to me and that your highest calling is to walk in obedience to my will. The call to worship. Fix your eyes on the eternal. As you meditate on the mystery of Moses' hidden grave, let your hearts be drawn closer to me. Do not seek to venerate that which is perishable, but worship me in spirit and in truth. Let your worship be a sweet fragrance before my throne, a pure offering that is pleasing in my sight. You are my people, and I am your God. Let your hearts be steadfast, your faith unwavering, and your worship pure, for I am a jealous God, and I will not tolerate idolatry in any form. The battle over Moses' body was not just a conflict between angels. It was a message to you, a message that your focus should remain on me, the source of all life and the giver of every good thing. The eternal lesson. Worship the Creator, not the creation. Children of Israel, learn this eternal lesson. Worship the Creator, not the creation. Do not be swayed by what is seen, but fix your eyes on the unseen, on the eternal truths that I have revealed to you. Stand firm in your faith, knowing that I am with you always, even to the end of the age. The hidden burial of Moses is a divine illustration of my desire to protect you from idolatry, to keep your hearts pure, and to ensure that your worship is directed solely to me. Moses was a faithful servant, but even in death, I safeguarded his legacy by ensuring that it would not become a stumbling block to you. The call to faithfulness. Walk in my ways. My people, let the life and death of Moses be a guiding light to you. Just as Moses walked in obedience to my will, so too must you walk in my ways. Do not turn to the right or to the left, but keep your eyes fixed on me, following the path I have set before you. In the days to come, when trials and temptations arise, remember the lesson of Moses' hidden grave. Do not be distracted by the things of this world, but seek first my kingdom and my righteousness. Let your hearts be filled with my word, and let your lives be a testimony of my grace and power. As you walk in my ways, I will be with you, guiding you, protecting you, and leading you into the fullness of my promises. The eternal impact. Moses' life as a beacon of faith. Reflect deeply, my children, on the impact of Moses' life, a life that continues to resonate through the ages. His actions, his faith, his obedience to me, and his humility are like echoes that reverberate through time, calling you to a life of similar devotion. Moses' story is not just a historical account. It is a living testimony, a beacon of what it means to walk closely with your God. Moses knew me not just as a God of laws and commandments, but as a God of mercy, compassion, and intimate relationship. In moments of doubt, fear, and rebellion among my people, he turned to me with an unshakable trust, interceding on behalf of those who had turned away. His life teaches you that faith is not merely believing in my existence, but living in constant communion with me, aligning your every action, thought, and desire with my will. The final assurance, God's unchanging promises. As you consider the hidden burial of Moses, let it be a reminder of my unchanging nature and my eternal promises. Just as I was faithful to Moses, I am faithful to you. The promises I made to your forefathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, were fulfilled, and my covenant remains unbroken. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The burial of Moses was an act of protection, an act of love, an act of my unending faithfulness to keep you from the snares of idolatry. My desire is for you to walk in freedom, to live in the light of my truth, and to worship me in spirit and in truth. I have called you to be a people set apart, holy unto me, reflecting my glory in a world that desperately needs my light. Conclusion: the legacy of Moses and the call to holiness. My children, as you go forth, let the life and legacy of Moses inspire you to live a life of holiness, a life devoted to me. The story of Moses is more than a tale of a great leader. It is a story of my faithfulness, my power, and my unending love for my people. It is a story that calls you to rise above the distractions and temptations of this world, to fix your eyes on me, and to walk in the path of righteousness. Moses' burial remains hidden, but his legacy shines brightly. Let his life be a testament to you of what it means to be a servant of the Most High God. Walk in my ways, trust in my promises, and worship me alone. For I am the Lord your God, and I have called you to be a people set apart for my name. As you do so, I will bless you, I will keep you, and I will lead you into the eternal life that I have prepared for you.